Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadha Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhatta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So we are continuing to read from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 20. We are hearing the description of the rainy season in Vrindavan from Srila Sukadev Goswami. Ek agamotsvarishta
Megha Mahotsavarista
pratyanandan chikandinaha
Pratyanandan Shikandina
griheshu tapta nirvinna
Griheshu Tapta Nirvinna
yatha achyuta janagame.
Yatha Chita Janagame.
Translation and purport by the disciples of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. The peacocks became festive and cried out a joyful greeting when they saw the clouds arrive, just as people distressed in household life feel pleasure when the pure devotees of the infallible Supreme Lord visit them. After the dry summer season, the peacocks become jubilant with the arrival of the first thundering rain clouds, and thus they dance in great happiness. Srila Prabhupada comments, we have practical experience of this. Many of our students were dry and morose previous to their coming to Krishna consciousness. But having come into contact with devotees, they are now dancing like jubilant peacocks. So, peacocks dancing looks very beautiful, you know. Now we see a peacock dancing, it's really beautiful. And I had visited Sambar in summer, one of the summers. We were small. We had visited there with my mom. And then in the morning, and we used to sleep on the rooftops because it's hot there, right? Dry. And then you wake up in the morning and you see peacocks around you dancing. Well, not on our terrace, but on the neighboring terraces and here and there. It really looks beautiful. So Sukadev Goswami is saying the peacocks are so happy they are dancing, just like the householders feel so happy when they see the pure devotee. So Srila Prabhupada is saying, yeah, he has practical experience. You know, before people became devotees, they were maybe hippies or maybe different things. But then after coming to Krishna consciousness, they're dancing jubilantly like peacocks. And we also go for the Sunday feast and we may also dance, right? It feels really nice. Pita pitva pahabadbhir
Pitva Paha Pada Paha Padbhir
asanan atma murtaya
Ashanatma Murtaya
prakshamas tapasa shranta
Rakshamas Tapasa Shranta
yatha kam anu sevaya.
Yatha Kam Anushevaya.
The trees had grown thin and dry, but after they drank the newly fallen rainwater through their feet, their various bodily features blossomed. Similarly, one whose body has grown thin and weak from austerity again exhibits his healthy bodily features upon enjoying the material objects gained through that austerity. The word pad means foot and pa means drinking. Trees are called padapa because they drink through their roots, which are likened to feet. Upon drinking the newly fallen rainwater, the trees in Vrindavan began to manifest new leaves, sprouts, and blossoms, and thus they enjoyed new growth. Similarly, materialistic persons often perform severe austerities to acquire the object of their desire. For example, politicians in America undergo grueling austerities while traveling about the countryside campaigning for election. Businessmen also will often deny personal comfort to make their business successful. Such austere persons, upon acquiring the fruits of their austerity, again become healthy and satisfied, like trees eagerly drinking rainwater after enduring the austerity of a dry, hot summer. So it's been hot, it's like austerity. So now the trees are drinking water through the roots, just said, like their feet. Now they're standing on their roots, so they're standing on their feet. And they are becoming nice and green and flourishing. So Sukadev Goswami is like, persons who are doing austerity. Prabhupada is saying, well, here in the purport is mentioned like how some politician or businessman may do some austerity. Like they work very hard, to make their business good, establish their business, or politician for their campaigning. And after they get the good result, then they relax and they can, enjoy the fruits of their labor. Is that okay?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes,
Okay.
it's okay.
Sarahasav Ashantarodha Su
Shaharsva Ashantarodhastu Rodhashu
Nyushur Angapi Sarasaha
Nyushur Anga Pisharasha
Graheshva Ashanta Kritishu
Graheshu Ashantakritishu
Gramya Eva Durashayaha.
Gramya Eva Durajaya.
The cranes continued dwelling on the
Ji,
shores of the.
sorry, just one question for the previous
Hmm.
one. So it is the austerity done, and it requires, right? They are doing the austerity for the expectation of a result, and so when they get that result, they seem like the trees who are very happy and flourished after drinking so much water, so they are also getting the results. So it has nothing to do with the material austerity or any other austerity, right? It's just the simple austerity, the material austerity that they're doing for the result. They bear the results and they are
Yeah,
happy, right?
that's right.
Simple.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah, that's right.
So it's for material gain, right?
Yeah, for the
Yeah.
material gain, right?
Material
So
gain.
it
Yeah,
has nothing, like we are not talking about any like spiritual
yeah.
austerity they do, right? It's just
No,
their
no,
material they
no.
get, they are happy, and they seem
Yeah,
like the trees who are
yeah,
green and everything, right?
yeah. Because the trees in summer they become so dry and the leaves fall off and they look not so healthy, right? In
Hmm.
summer. But then now
Okay.
the rains have come. So
Hmm.
now they can have a lot of water. So then again, now new leaves are growing
Hmm. Hmm.
and the
Hmm.
tree becomes nice and green and
Hmm.
lush. And there may be flowers and fruits and flowers on the trees.
Hmm.
So that
Okay.
way, so any endeavor we do, anything, even like for example, somebody wants to participate in a sports or
Hmm.
something, anything,
Hmm.
then we have to put in a
Hmm.
lot of endeavor, and then
Hmm.
when we get that goal, achieve that goal,
Hmm.
and feel happy,
Hmm. Yeah.
enjoy the fruit of what we have worked hard for.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. The cranes continued dwelling on the shores of the lakes, although the shores were agitated during the rainy season, just as materialistic persons with contaminated minds always remain at home, despite the many disturbances there. During the rainy season, there are often mudslides around the shores of lakes and thorny bushes, stones, and other debris sometimes accumulate there. Despite all these inconveniences, ducks and cranes continue meandering around the lake shores. Similarly, innumerable painful occurrences are always disturbing family life. But a materialistic man never even considers leaving his family in the hands of his grown sons and going away for spiritual improvement. He regards such an idea as shocking and uncivilized because he's completely ignorant of the absolute truth and his relationship to that truth. So Sukadev Goswami is saying, in rains are coming, so the lakes will swell up. Too much, there'll be more water in the lake. And then because of this more water, the surrounding, the shore of the lake may become muddy, may have mudslides. Then the cranes and ducks still are there, but they don't leave it. Still there. And Sukadev Goswami is comparing this to material life, that a person gets a chance to leave. He can see that, okay, now my responsibility is over. Now I don't need to be here. I can let my sons handle the house responsibilities and you know cultivate spiritual knowledge, relationship to the truth, get knowledge of the absolute truth and our relationship to the truth. But people ignore this opportunity and continue living in material life, even though it may be very disturbing. Actually, we all, each and every one of us, have relationship to Krishna, an eternal relationship. And this life, this human life, is given to us to revive our relationship. Krishna is the absolute truth. So to revive the relationship, we have to take up hearing and chanting. But then hardly anyone is interested in doing that now. Or maybe hardly anyone knows about it. Maybe people don't know about it. Then it becomes our duty to tell people, that, we have a relationship with God, an eternal relationship. And we need to revive that relationship. First to understand that we have a relationship, and then that we have to revive this relationship. That's our eternal relationship with Krishna. Is that okay?
Yeah, makes sense that how you mentioned that they don't know. This is such an important part, that people don't know actually
Yeah.
that they have a relationship, and then they have to revive. So they don't know that.
Yeah. And so that's the reason Lord Chaitanya says, Tare dekha, Yare dekha tare kaha Krishna Upadesh. That then, and he says that person's born in India, on my order, go around and tell people about Krishna. This order is coming from Lord Chaitanya. So whoever is interested, some people may get upset when we speak to them. They may say, what do you say? And nowadays it may be difficult for people to leave home, because where you're going to go, it may not be possible. But the idea is you can stay at home, but just be a little bit more detached from the household affairs and get more attached to hearing and chanting. Not everybody, it may not be possible to leave. So many different reasons may be there, medical, social, whatever, financial. But so the idea is you can remain at home, but gradually get more attached to hearing and chanting. So we can tell people that, you can stay at home, you don't have to leave home. In this age of Kali, it's difficult to leave home and go. But stay where you are and continue to hear and chant. Is that okay?
Yes.
Jalauge nira nirabhidyanta
जलौघर्निर्भयत्यन्ता
setavo varshat ishvare
शेतववर्षित ईश्वरे
pashandinam pashandinam asarpader
पाषण्डिनम् अशद्वादेर्
veda marga kalo yatha.
वेदामार्गकलौ यथा
When Indra sent forth his rains, the flood waters broke through the irrigation dikes in the agricultural fields, just as in the Kali Yuga. The atheist false theories break down the boundaries of Vedic injunctions. So much rain coming in the fields, they have those dikes also. They make those things. Fields are very organized also. The farmers, they know, oh, how much water is needed, what they need to do. There's so much water, it breaks these dikes. And so Sukadev Goswami is saying what he's saying in Kali Yuga, what's going to happen. He's speaking this before Kali Yuga, right? Just at the end of Dwapar, just at the end and beginning of Kali Yuga. He's saying the false theories are going to be so much that people are going to think that that is what is real religious principle. They're going to think that the principles of irreligion is religion and principles of religion is irreligion. And we are seeing this happening actually now all over. There's so much confusion regarding spirituality, religious principles. And so many people are having so many theories, philosophies. Is that okay? Okay. Vyamunchan vayubir nuna
व्यमुञ्चन् वायुभिर्मुन्नूना
bhutebhyascha amritam gana
भूतेभ्यश्चार्चमृतन् खना
yatha shisho vishpatya
यथा शिष्यो विष्पत्य
kale kale dvijeritaha.
काले काले द्विजिर्ऋतः
The clouds, impelled by the winds, release their nectarian water for the benefit of all living beings, just as kings, instructed by their Brahmana priests, dispense charity to the citizens. Srila Prabhupada comments, in the rainy season, the clouds tossed by the wind deliver water, which is welcomed like nectar. When the Vedic followers, the Brahmanas, inspire rich men like kings and the wealthy mercantile community to give charity in the performance of great sacrifices, the distribution of such wealth is also nectarian. The four sections of human society, namely the Brahmanas, the Kshatriyas, the Vaishyas, and the Shudras, are meant to live peacefully in a cooperative mode. This is possible when they are guided by expert Vedic Brahmanas who perform sacrifices and distribute wealth equally. So the clouds are, it's rainy season, parched, dry, no water. So when the clouds come, everyone's so happy. Finally, the rains have come now. So the clouds are being like they're just like the kings, in Vedic society, the Brahmanas would guide the kings how to rule their kingdom. And where needed, the Brahmanas would tell the kings that, okay, you need to spend wealth for the benefit of the persons, for the welfare of the people, so that everyone can be taken care of. So the kings would be the rulers, but they were ruling under the guidance of the Brahmanas. And so there was cooperation between the Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. Everybody was respected. Everybody was doing their work happily. And because the Brahmanas were fit to guide the kings. So the clouds are being compared to the kings who are giving their wealth for the benefit of others. We heard that earlier also. Or wealthy people who distribute their wealth for sacrifices, charity, so that everyone can live peacefully. Now in Kali Yuga, we don't have a Vedic society, right? So there's no proper Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. But yet we can see that with the Krishna consciousness movement, there are Brahmanas being trained up, being qualified to guide others. Okay. So, Evam vanam tad varshishtham
Evam vanam tatvarsistham
pakva kharjurajambumat
pakva khajura jamumat
go gopaler vitorantum
gogopaler vitorantam
sabala pravishat tarihi.
Shabala pravishadhari.
When the Vrindavan forest had thus become resplendent, filled with ripe dates and jambu fruits, Lord Krishna, surrounded by his cows and cowherd boyfriends, and accompanied by Sri Balaram, entered that forest to enjoy. So first, Sukadev Goswami is given a beautiful description of the forest. The trees are happy, the birds are happy, peacocks are dancing. The trees has so much fruit, ripe fruits, dates and jambu fruits. And then Lord Krishna, Lord Balaram, they are entering the forest along with their friends to play there. Krishna likes to play in the forest with his friends. Anyone wanted to add anything? Comment? Okay, stop here. Thank you all so much for listening and joining. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.
Yeah.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Hare